We live in Hong Kong, and we know very well that Hong Kong is very busy. It is a very busy city, a city of, some people said it's like a city of business, very busy. It seems that everybody, every day, everywhere, is nothing but busy. We really need days off, need vacation. And summer is vacation time for many of us. However, the problem is we are also very busy during our vacations, because we do not want to waste the vacation in doing nothing, just have a vacation. So we arrange something with full schedule. The outcome is when we return from our vacations, many times we are more tired than before. So what we need is not vacation, but rest. Tiredness is not just a physical thing. Person may feel weary at the thought of walking to the MTR station, especially here. It's quite far away. Usually we take a bus. Yet they go off cheerfully for hours mountaineering or go shopping. Prayer and meditation, mental relaxation, the stimulus of some consuming interest, the delight of doing something to help someone else, all these are different kinds of things, but they all have this in common. They can revive our energy, banish our tiredness, and give us, our souls, a chance to catch up with our bodies. In today's gospel, the apostles have returned from their mission of preaching, teaching, and healing, which Jesus had sent them on earlier. In fact, we read this gospel last Sunday. Jesus, being the excellent listener, not only a teacher, but also a listener, and also caregiver, he sees how tired his apostles become. So he invites them to come with him to a quiet place to get a rest for a while. And here we see that Jesus cares for and has compassion on his own followers. So it is for us too. There are times when we become so overloaded, so run down, so tired, that we, like the apostles, need our rest, need our deserted place to stop a while, to rest, to pray, to meditate, to rest before the Lord. Hopefully, by coming to church faithfully every Sunday, that we are able to receive some of that needed rest and renewal of our life. All of us need times out to reflect, to meditate and pray. Peace and quiet times help us all to recharge our spiritual batteries, to sharpen our focus and see the larger picture, the meaning of our life, to be drawn closer to God, to be more aware and appreciative of God's holy presence in our life. He's there. He's always with us. But the problem is we are always too busy to be aware of Him. So that's why we stop for a while in the early of every Sunday by coming here. To stop for a while, to pray for a while before Him. So I compliment each of you for being here today and doing just that. However, notice in our gospel that there is a kind of rhythm or balance in the movement of Jesus and his disciples. Solitude, peace, and quiet are not for our own sake only. Otherwise, we would become self-centered and self-serving it is true that we cannot give to others unless we have something to give. And for that, we need rest, we need peace, we need quiet time. However, it is also true that we cannot give to others if we forget about them altogether, or refuse to give them what we ourselves have received. Jesus, of course, knew the need of the people, being who he was, offered compassion to them who are in distress, willing to give them his help and care. Mark describes like this. He had compassion for them when he saw them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. In other words, Jesus was moved to his depths, to the depths of his being, with pity for them. And this is also what we heard from the first reading. God said, I will come myself, because you shepherds, I appointed you to shepherd the sheep, but you do not do what you are supposed to do. So I come. In Jesus Christ, he did come. To be deeply moved like Jesus is towards these clouds. Is this not what we as his followers are also called to do? How do we respond? We have to ask ourselves. How do we respond to the needs of others around us? In our family, in our working place, among our friends, on the streets, when we see somebody who is in need? Hopefully, if we take the time to rest, to be filled spiritually through solitude, prayer, meditation, and reflection, we then can go back out into the busyness of our lives and gifts of ourselves that we have received from God. It is interesting that Jesus and his disciples are often with others, meeting them where they are and responding appropriately to their needs. We too are called and inspired by our Lord's compassion to do the same. In the movement of Jesus' ministry, notice too that so often he is with people who have the greatest of needs, people who are written off as outcasts. Jesus always remember them. Remember that every single human being is created in the image of God. Hence, for that reason, every one of us deserves to be treated equally in a compassionate and humane way. So it is with us too. In our practice of compassion, hopefully we too shall not forget that every being is the image of God, therefore deserves to be treated in an equal and in a compassionate way. This includes not only the so-called normal folks of society, but also the outcasts, the homeless, the mentally and physically challenged, the people struggling with addiction of all kinds, those maybe of another race or creed, even prisoners and enemies. In a place like Dongchong, I can guess there are many different kinds of people living here. It's quite far, a little bit far from the city. And maybe you meet some people who are really in need. So we, as a Catholic community here, we need to ask ourselves always, why God put us here? If he puts us here, there should be a mission for us, not only for me as a single person, but also for the community, for our whole community. Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear. especially in Hong Kong, such a noisy society, such a busy society. It is very hard, very difficult to find somebody to listen to you, to spend time with you. Think about that next time when we are called to show compassion towards someone whom we find it difficult to even give the time of day. We never know how a simple act of compassion might be inspired by God, working through us to reach another person. I remember a very short story. A little girl was sent by her mother, maybe to go out on the street to buy something. And then she took too much time, too long in coming back. The mother, of course, demanded an explanation when she finally did return. And the little girl explained that, oh, on my way coming back, I met a little friend of mine, and she was crying because she had broken her door. And then her mother asked, oh, then you stopped to help her fix her door? You know how to fix the door? Oh no, replied the little girl. I stopped to help her cry. To help her cry. That little girl had more sense of caring than a lot of adults do. Because many times, even I myself, sometimes I do the same. When sometimes something goes wrong, we try our best, first of all, to fix it. And we don't care how people feel. We just fix the problem. We don't touch people. And we often forget that the English word care comes from the Gothic word kara, K-A-R-A. That means, originally, to lament, to cry. In other words, we show our care by, as this little girl did, crying with those who are crying, doubting or questioning with those who are doubting and questioning, laughing with those who are laughing, rejoicing with those who are rejoicing, being willing to journey with people where they are, rather than trying to fix them. In our simple acts of compassion and solidarity, God is at work and is able to change and heal people's lives, just as Jesus does today in our gospel. Now I would like to recommend you to recite these words and always keep it in mind. He showed compassion on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. Mark 6:34. Can you remember this? Can you? Or I'm not sure whether this is the version in this. So maybe you read it once for me, and then I recite it. Okay? Okay. You read first. This Mark 6:34. I'm not sure whether this is we are on the same version. Okay? Okay, you read first. 1, 2, 3. When Jesus took pity on them, but I don't know what is written there, exactly the letters, the sentence. Maybe you give me. Okay, we recite this. His heart was moved with pity for them, for they were like sheep without a shepherd. Mark 6:34. Is it okay for you? Yes, okay. Then let's start. 1, 2, 3. His heart was moved with pity for them, for they were like sheep without a shepherd. Mark 6:34. Okay, let us really recite it and keep it in mind. So I cannot read it again. But I cannot read it out. Okay, his heart was moved with pity for them. Page 111. Yes, page 111. Huh? Okay, let us try. Let us try. 1, 2, 3. His heart was moved for pity for them, for they were still without a shepherd. Mark 6:34. Mark 6:34. Okay, let us pause for a while and recite this verse in our heart. Keep it in mind, because this is the very work of God Himself for us.